Hello again and welcome. Today we have three machines. Let's start them in order. I don't remember if I mentioned it, but when I was reviewing my first Daro 20, a Russian colleague mentioned to me that these machines there are mostly beige, and mine was obviously not. I assumed that the Daro 20 has two generations, and I had the second. It was sometime at the end of winter when I came across an ad for this beige Daro 20. In practice, this is a pure Optima M16 but with the new keyboard design and a Daro 20 plate on the cover. The blue Daro 20 comes a little later, and as I already described, on its back it's the Optima Robotron factory branding, not the import and export company like the Optima M16 and its predecessors. The beige Daro 20, however, has the old branding, even the M16 model branding. It would say that I slightly dislike the feel of the keyboard, but other than that and this broken plastic here, it's in perfectly good condition. And this is the A3 carriage version of the first generation of Daro 20. About half a year ago, the loader at the nearby office of the courier company from where I most often receive my machines showed interest in me, told me that he knew a person who buys and sells typewriters, and this was one of the offers in question, which I could not refuse, even though you can see it in what structural condition it is, and it was actually quite expensive. Given that in almost a year since I have been dealing with typewriters, this was the first Daro 20 with A3 carriage that I came across, I could not refuse it. This is the look that quite a few of those machines reach, and the reason for their quite low prices. Nobody likes those rough, discolored and brittle plastics. These machines are not made to impress with their appearance. They are made to impress with the secret weapon of the reliability of the mechanisms designed and manufactured in Erfurt. And the machine is a perfect, and this machine is perfect example for that. It may be broken on all sides, but it works perfectly fine, except for double spaces here and there. But if you type carefully, there shouldn't be a problem. In the second half of the 1980s, the Erfurt factory returned to attempt at portable typewriters, and one of the first such models was this Robotron S 1001. As far as I know, there is one on display in a museum in Berlin. It was produced in white, orange, red and light yellow. This one here is white, probably the most boring, but I couldn't pass up an offer like this. At the moment when I was hesitating whether I made sense to add it to my collection, there was another one listed for 70 level, but in the meantime, I watched how this seller of this one symbolically lowered the price by one level every day, and decided that this would be my moment. Not only that, but this machine also has its original box, instructions booklet, and most importantly, a warranty card with the purchase date of 9th of April 1986. As soon as I look at it, I noticed something that drew my attention to the Maritza 30 machine, with which I started the channel last fall. I took apart a bit of the plastic from both machines and found what you see in these photos. Yes, another copy of the famous Privilege 160. In fact, it's hard to say which is the original, whether it's from Privilege or Silver Reed, since both brands have models based on this chassis. But in any case, it's clear that this design comes from Japan. This Robotron S 1001 looks a bit rough when it comes to the plastic. It lacks sufficient elegance and the keys have unpleasantly pointed angles, which I personally don't like at all. Besides, it's only in Latin, so I don't see how I ever get around to type on it for a long time. But if nothing else, it was a real pleasure to present it to you. Thank you for your attention. Look forward to the Electronic Optima SP26 next week, and on July the 1st, the last page about the history of typewriter production in Erfurt. I wish you a wonderful and sunny summer, and see you again next time.